everybody. Welcome back to the Drama Queen Chronicles. My name is Ella Brinsmaid, and I'm so happy that you clicked on this episode for the week. So, this podcast episode is actually going to be kind of a good episode, I have to say. Reason being is because I'm doing my Roman empires from my childhood up to high school and how they shaped me into who I am today. So if y'all didn't know / don't know what a Roman Empire is, it's basically like a couple months ago, there was this trend that basically talks about how guys think about the Roman Empire and the fall of the Roman Empire at least like twice a week or something. And so then things have, spiraled how they usually do when things are, going crazy on social media, which is now turned into like the term Roman Empire, which means things that have really shaped you to who you are today are things that you think about a lot. So if y'all have not watched a couple of these episodes already, you know the drill. Or sorry, you don't know the drill. But the drill is I have my trusted notebook here. And yes, I've had this notebook since I was in middle school and it's still going strong. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to start off with earlier on in my formative years, which was elementary school. And elementary school was definitely a time for me. And these are honestly the things that I think about a lot, weirdly a lot. So to start off really strong, and I actually talked about this on my TikTok, but it's farther down and you guys might not follow me on my main TikTok. But anyway, it was me peeing my pants in second grade. So let's dive right into it. And I'm a good storyteller, I've been told. So I was in second grade at the time, as I said, and my mom used to dress me up really well. I used to wear little fur vests to school, cute little jean shorts. I basically was just a Gap kid. I wore Gap all the time. And so that day, my school did fall picture day as well. So not just normal picture day, like we would pose in front of pumpkins and take photos and have them be printed out and put on our parents' fridge. So my mom dressed me up in a very, very cute outfit. So what I was wearing was these little jean shorts from Gap. And I was also wearing a brown tank top that had giraffes like beaded onto the shirt, all colorful. It was so cute. I used to have a bob. So I had an F-ass bob. I'm not going to say the word, but there's a term. Y'all look it up. It's the F-word ass bob. That means it's just like a really cute bob, basically. Anyway, so I'm setting the scene. So I also did not, as any second grader wouldn't, manage my time well when I was younger. So I was running late for school. So where my elementary school was compared to where my house was, it was about a 3 to 4 minute drive. But my mom was pushing me out the door because I was making us run late. So I have my cute outfit on, but I had to pee. And instead of taking the time to go pee, my mom threw me in the car because we were very late to school. Like kids were already in class, basically. And we sped over to the school. And so I was holding in my pee at this point, like to the point where I was about to burst. And we had these ladies called monitors at my school, which they basically would like watch the kids on the playground, and you would basically like go tell or go tattle to the monitor. And one of the ladies in particular, yes, I remember her name, it's Tammy. She works at my local H-E-B, and H-E-B is a grocery store if y'all are not from Texas. So it's on site every time that I see Tammy. Anyway, but she was a monitor at the time, and she was the crossing guard. So my mom pulls up, and I get out of the car, and instead of going around the front of the car, I went around the back of the car. And Tammy genuinely should not have been a monitor. She was a bitch. And yeah, I'm going to say that. She was a bitch. Oh my God, this woman, I swear on my life, she should have been anything but someone that helped children. So instead of her saying, hey, sweetie, next time can you walk in front of the car just so I can like see you and make sure that you get into the school safe? She screams at me and says, hey, get around the front of the car right now. So I pissed my pants. It all came out zoom, like that. Bladder, the control, my bladder burst. So I start pissing my pants, and not just a little bit. I am going so much because I can't clench anymore. It's out. It's out. It's fucking soaking up my shorts. It's going down my leg. So now I'm the little piss girl having to walk into school because Tammy didn't know that she made me pee my pants. I only knew. So now I'm walking down the freaking hallway, grabbing my draft shirt and pulling it around my shorts so that no one could see that I had soaked through the shorts. So I'm smelling the lovely smell of urine, or just the aroma of urine, while I'm walking down to Ms. Varney's class, second grade. So I get to class and all my classmates are, sitting around because the bell had rung. And I put my little backpack up and I immediately go to Miss Varney and I say, Miss Varney, in a really soft voice. I was also a teacher's pet. Miss Varney, I need to go to the nurse. She says, for what? You just got to school. Okay, bitch, the fuck? I said, I had an accident. She screams out loud and I swear on my life, you had an accident? All of my classmates looked at me and started pointing. So thank God the wicked witch of the West gives me a freaking pass to go to the nurse. I go to the nurse and naturally I've always been pretty thin. So I get to the nurse and I tell her what happened. I peed my pants. And the only choice of outfits that I had, because, the shirt was good, the underwear and the shorts were not. So she gives me extra large Dora underwear. We had to rubber band it. And she gives me little boy, long, bright blue basketball shorts with a white and black stripe on the side of them. So I was in my classroom long enough for kids to see that I had my little jean shorts on. So then I come back to class with these freaking long ass shorts down to my kneecaps. Keep in mind, everyone, don't forget, it's fall picture day. So my classmates were very confused and they were asking me. And now it's time to line up for fall pictures. So I'm standing in line and I sit down on the barrel of hay that they had with the pumpkins. And I put my little arm on the barrel of hay and I look into that camera and I smile with those ugly ass little boy freak bob shorts. And I still have the picture. Gosh, I wish I could find it. But those bright blue shorts are in that photo. And that is the first time that I saw red. That is the first time that I knew that I could bitch slap someone, was when Tammy made me pee my pants. So that's one of my Roman empires. I actually think about it quite a bit, especially because, bladder control is an issue. Not for me personally. I'm that clench game strong. I can clench pretty easily. Like I can hold my pain for hours. Not saying that's good, but I can. But I just think about that anytime I have to pee, honestly. So thank you so much, everyone. Yes, that is the first Roman Empire. Let's move on to the second. So flash forward a year later, I'm now in third grade in Miss Reese's class. And like I said, I was a teacher's pet. And I was never a teacher's pet to where I would be annoying and be like, teacher, I'm really confused on this math problem. Like, can you go over it again? Bitch, no one cares. I was a kind of teacher's pet that was just like super sweet. Like I had never did anything wrong. But I guess I was feeling angsty this day. Maybe I was feeling angsty because one of the little boys that used to sit next to me would shove his hands down to his crotch and start itching and then smell his hand after. Maybe that's why I was feeling angsty that day. I don't know, Jack. Let me know how you're doing now. I know where you live. Anyway, so we were taking a test and I was sitting at the little computer station because, back in my day, because I'm so ancient, we had computers that were connected. Like, oh my gosh. She's so crazy. She's so old. Oh my God. Yeah, so we had computers. And so there was 2 in the class and I was doing a little test and instead of using the paper, Oh God. Instead of using the piece of paper that was sitting right next to me with my pencil, I dramatically slid the paper away. That's the sound the paper made, by the way. And I started writing my answers in pencil on the wooden desk. So honestly, like I got 100. Hey, she's a scholar. Thank you so much. But I got in trouble by Miss Reese. Oh, that bitch. Ooh, she came behind me. I felt her wrath, her aura. I felt her aura. It was red, bad. She was pissed. She was like, "What in the hell are you doing?" I had to erase it. That took a while. But hey, I passed with flying colors. I was a genius in elementary school. I was in the gifted and talented program, and no, that is not the special ed program, okay? Um I in 3rd grade was the only one that got up to division besides Jack, that little crotch scratcher. Um so what happened, I don't know, but at least I can wear that medal. I have a badge and I'm honored. Anyway, next one. This one's crazy to me because I do think about this a lot. Him, which is, this was actually flashback to 2nd grade. So my family and I moved from Florida. So I basically grew up in Austin, but we were in Florida for a while. My sister was born there. So we moved in the summer of 2010 to where I'm from. And we met this couple that had a kid my age, and my parents really hit it off with them. Very down to earth people. A lot of the people where I'm from are very just like uppity, stuck up, lake people, whatever. So these people were really down to earth. So one day we'd had like a little, maybe it was the carnival, something like that, a thing where like a lot of parents and families were there at the school. And in the lunchroom, they obviously had like the little tables to where you would sit and eat your lunch. But this was like it was not during lunchtime. It was an open space. So the parents brought their kid, and then my parents brought me into the lunchroom where like there was little activities going on. And I sat down, and my dad and the guy were they were standing. So because I'm in 2nd grade, I'm short. And when I'm sitting down, especially, all I can see at eye level, if without having to look up, are 2 men that are both wearing the same color jeans. Okay. So, because I'm a lover girl at heart, just kidding. Because I'm just like so loving and I love my father. I wanted to give him a hug, obviously. But I'm also a lazy bones, so I'm not going to look up and see who I'm hugging. So your girl hugs the other dad right at crotch level. Now, that part doesn't matter, but I just remember like it was right at crotch level because why wouldn't I? I guess I'm mentally ill. So, also, if there's a dog barking in the background, off topic, but that's Tara, my roommate's dog, Clementine. She's stuck in her crate right now because Tara went to the gym. So, if you hear any ruckus in the background, that's what it is. Anywho, so I hugged that other dad, and he's like, "Oh, like, oh, so cute." And then, of course, I was embarrassed. The embarrassment was real. It was very real. Anywho, so yeah, I hug him, and of course, honest mistake, guys. Honest mistake. Why? Who would make that mistake again? I would. 5 minutes later, I fucking do it again. Literally, like, might as well have jumped at that point. Because who? And I know, yeah, okay, you were younger, like, whatever. Why am I like hugging this dad twice? Girl, you're supposed to only make a mistake once, the same one. Not history should not be repeating itself. History should not be repeating itself 5 minutes later. So yeah, I hugged the wrong dad, and then he was like, "Hey, get your girl, get your girl." No, just kidding. That's weird. But it was just really odd to me that I did that. And I think about that a lot for some reason. It's kind of like if you go behind like your mom, like in a store, and it's actually not your mom. Vomit, vomit. Oh God, like please help me. Okay, so here's another one. Um, Picture this. So I was at Thanksgiving with my family, and we were visiting my grandparents in Florida. And my grandpa, love him to death, but he was feeling angsty that day. Like that man, something happened. Maybe his favorite team lost. I don't know. Maybe one of his favorite characters in his TV show that he was watching died. I don't know, but that man was on one. So, keep in mind I'm 5 years old. We're sitting at the table and we all have these like nice red napkins, like reusable napkins, cloth napkins folded up. And I guess I got something on his napkin and because I thought it was mine, so I wiped my hand on the napkin. That man starts yelling and screaming at me as if I just shot their cat and dragged it outside and then drowned it in the pool. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe there was other things going on, I suppose, because he yelled at me so loud that my dad stands up, cusses him out, and goes out to the garage and says, I'm leaving. We still lived in Florida at the time, so the drive wasn't too long. So basically, because I'm so dramatic and I'm always a star of the show, I caused the family drama. So here's a tip, everyone. Don't wipe your dirty hands on someone else's napkin because they will basically want to shoot and kill you, supposedly. So then my grandma goes out there and then my grandpa goes out there and they're all fighting, blah, blah, blah. My mom's like, Douglas, don't you leave, you immature piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, my dad stayed. Thank you so much. He did not leave to get the milk and he never came back. Nope, he did. He came back. My father came back. Thank you. Okay, great. So this is still in elementary years. Next story. So I have always been a girly girl. My podcast is called the Drama Queen Chronicles for a reason. So I have always been grossed out about a lot of things, bugs being one of them, dirt being one of them, anything that is not girly to me, all of that, I get grossed out. I've, gotten older, so of course, actually nothing has changed. But anyway, so in Florida, there was a lot of little geckos and lizards. And if y'all didn't know, which you better be glad if you've never found this out on your own, but lizards' tails fall off when you touch them. So I'm standing by the swings at a Florida park and I'm like, wow, I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to pick a lizard up and show my mommy. Of course, because who wouldn't? The lizard's tail fell off in my hand and it was still moving. I actually saw God. I saw God that day, and tears are literally, my eyes are filling up with tears because I saw Jesus. I screamed so loud. I swear on my life, I screamed so loud. I start screaming, running. I dropped that tail, running to my mom. I was gagging. I mean, Lord have mercy on my soul. My life changed that day, and I've never in my life touched a lizard since. And I'm serious. And there's my impression of the day. I don't know which one that was, but it's really good. So don't touch lizards, everyone. Do not touch lizards, please, please. So, she's a big girl now. She still doesn't touch lizards, but at least I know my lesson, which is that I hate any form of animal that grosses me out. Okay, next, which is, picture this. It's sophomore year of high school. I have 2 friends in my American Sign Language class. I have known them for a good while. We decide there's something called the Founders Day or Founders Carnivals Festival, something like that, in Dripping Springs every year. Dripping Springs is a small little town outside of Lakeway. And that day I had done lacrosse for 1 season. I have never enjoyed sports. I actually do not like sports. Your girl does not. I don't do sports. I'm a theater kid, okay? Seriously. Like when I was 5, I was playing soccer and I number 1 made a goal for the wrong team. Number 2, I would sit on the sidelines and pick flowers. She's been like this since day 1. So I did lacrosse for 1 season in 8th grade. Hated every second of it. One time I tripped this girl on the other team on the field on accident, and then I fell down too, and then she pushed me. Throwback. Hope she's doing well. Anyway, so yeah, I went though, again, this was now sophomore year of high school, and I was like, you know what? What am I doing with my life? Let me get on that again. Let me play lacrosse again. Let me go to the information meeting first with my friends. And then we're going to go to the Founders freaking festival, whatever it's called. Like, I keep forgetting. So we go to this ghetto place called Craigos in Lakeway, which is known for like pests. I saw a mouse running up the stairs. Anyway, so yeah, I got buttered noodles and cheese. Something tasted a little off, but I ate it anyway because I'm a fat ass. No, actually, because it was something that I wanted. So, little time goes by, about 3 hours, and we all go to the Founders Festival. And there's a lot of smells. There's barbecue. There's funnel cake smells. We go on one of those rides that rock back and forth to where you're almost falling out and dying. Something starts rumbling. And I'm like, oh my God, just got a fart, right? We're all gassy. Let me crop dust these people. No, it was coming out. Help, it's coming out. Keep in mind, there was only porta potties. My butthole is clenching so hard. I'm like, guys, I have to go. I run to that porta potty, blow up the porta potty. Porta potties don't flush, if y'all didn't know. Hello. So I'm shitting my brains out religiously for about 30 minutes. Oh, also, the porta potty didn't lock. So I'm butthole out, squatting in this porta potty, dying. I'm shitting my brains out. And I'm also trying to hold the door closed while people are opening it and seeing me butthole vag out. Do you know how horrible that feeling is? Number 1, having to shit in a porta potty in general, having food poisoning from buttered noodles, and people trying to see your butthole. Guys, what the heck? That's ridiculous. So anyway, then I get out after wiping for 10 years. I actually got wrinkles. I aged in that porta potty. I get out and I'm walking around and it happens again. This time I'm running. I'm sprinting to that damn porta potty. Why did I choose the same porta potty? I don't know, but I did. It was calling my name. So I blow it up again. And then I drank water and felt okay. But please tell me why that had to happen. What did I do? What did I do in my life for me to have to be butthole out in a porta potty in sophomore year of high school? I was a good kid, guys. I didn't party. I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't even kiss a boy until after high school. Why? I may never know. I'll let you know when I get to the gates of heaven, hopefully, when I'm dead, in hopefully 60 plus years. No, 70 plus years, or possibly 80 plus years, but I'm going to have a lot of plastic surgery by then. Anywho, I'll let you know, what? Hello? I'll let you know though. Maybe God will tell me why he had that happen to me. A beautiful, stunning, kind-hearted girl. Why did that have to happen to me? I don't know. Another thing, let's move on, is when my Rhodesian Ridgeback, who is now 130 pounds, but was still pretty small because he was a puppy, got out of my house and chased my neighbor down the street because he wanted to play. She didn't know that. So she kicked off her flip-flops and started screaming down the street. That was crazy because then I had to try to rowel him or corral him. Is that the right word? Maybe. Who knows? And drag his ass back to the house. I don't know why this is one of my Roman empires. He didn't even do anything to her. He was genuinely, he's a very sweet dog. But something about a random stranger basically running and screaming down the street, and it's because of me. Am I that ugly? Just kidding. Everything's about me, even though this was my dog chasing her. So that was a Roman Empire that is so funny because now he goes like out of the house for a second and he comes back because he knows we're going to feed his fat ass. All right. So now really going into high school mostly. So I had jaw surgery, as I've said before. And that was in 2019. So jaw surgery, I've talked about before, not entirely, but a little bit. It definitely shaped me to who I am today because that was very depressing. So I had top jaw surgery, which means that they cut through the sinuses and obviously like the bone of the jaw, and then they move it and then put metal plates in it. So basically, like once you're healing and your mouth is rubber banded shut, thank you so much. That's hell, by the way. Your sinuses are now healing. So I was basically a snotty mess for 2 months. And keep in mind, because we live in a lovely state/country where they basically don't give you any time off for anything. So I had to go back to school 3 weeks. No, that's a lie. A month after my surgery, to where my nose is like still fully not healed yet. So I go to my English teacher because I went to school a week early. They were having office hours, and I basically like asked her like what I've missed, what I need to do, whatever. And my gross, disgusting ass gets snot all over. I'm sorry. My English teacher was so nice. Oh my God. She literally was like, Ella, go home. Snot everywhere. I got snot everywhere. I could not hold it in. You know, like when you do, and like you can kind of suck the mucus that's like in your nose back in? No. Not me, girl. My sinus sac. Isn't that a sexy word? My sinus sac was not healed. So I got snot everywhere. On her desktop, on her arm, on her table, her desk. I think she quit, honestly, the year after. So maybe that's the reason why. Okay, here's another one. Here is another one. This one is a little crazy. So, without going into too much detail, because that's not the thing that I'm talking about today, I have basically all my life where I've like been sexually aware of stuff. Wow, that's a really interesting way to start something. I basically have always been attracted to men older than me, but like older than me. And in high school, this honestly is a true Roman Empire. I think about this a lot. My 2 male teachers number one of them was actually my teacher. The other one was an assistant principal. Those men I had extreme crushes on. So one of them was my economics teacher, but at first he was just like the soccer coach. I'm going into a little bit of too much detail, but like I'm 22 now, I can talk about it. So keep in mind, when I started having crushes on these men, I was healing from jaw surgery, so my face was blown up. Somehow I thought I was hot shit. I also got a fuck ass bob. My hairdresser, I guess, wanted to add to the ugliness. I basically was Ugly Betty because my bob was like up to my jaw and my face was blown up like a freaking balloon and I was snotting everywhere. She is real sexy. So I had crushes on these teachers at that time. Number one, I'm underage. Number two, they were not predators. They had no idea who I was. I mean, technically, my actual teacher did because I was a student. So yes, he was the soccer coach, also an economics teacher. And genuinely, I'm going to be so for real. He genuinely was attractive. Like, he was sexy. And I'm not going to say his name, but damn, that man was sexy. He had a deep voice. He was like 6'1", tall, dark, and handsome, like brown hair, muscular, tan. The wife and the kids was probably the downer, but you know what? It's okay to look. Also, I was underage, so hello. Anyway, so genuinely, I was like, wow, men like that exist. I'm never going to touch a high school boy. I'm going to wait until I get older and start dating older men. I guess that manifested because help me, what's going on? Well, I'm actually not dating like older men all the time, but you know what I mean? Just I started doing that when I was older. Anywho, so that was the first one. The second one, this is a little sus about what, I'm going to say something sus. So the assistant principal, he was older. Like, what the hell was I doing having a crush on a man this old? He wasn't actually old, but like when I'm 17 and he's 48, like what? You're so crazy. My first celebrity crush was Tom Selleck. So, anyway, so this was like a really funny crush because my friends all knew about it. And thank God for my friends because my friends have always supported who I like, which is AARP members. Just kidding. Not all the time. That's honestly a joke, but you know what I mean. Just men older than me. And no, I don't have daddy issues. So let's clear that up. I don't. Genuinely very close to my father. I just think I'm attracted to emotional maturity, but not all of them are emotionally mature. So you win some, you lose some. Anyway, so he would like monitor the lunchroom and especially when I had lunch and my friends would be like, he's looking at you. He's looking at you. And then I would like look and I'd be like, oh my God, like what the fuck? No, he was not looking at your ugly ass. Also, you're underage. He definitely knew that I had a crush on him though, because I would purposely walk past him. What the hell? This is coming from the depths of my soul. I don't really tell anyone this because that's so embarrassing. Yeah, no, he would like stand there and I would walk past and like giggle. Yeah, that man was my sexual awakening, I think. Hope he's doing well. Miss you. Just kidding. I would never do anything with either of them because they're married and have children. Also, that's number one. Number two, it's nice to keep a fantasy, you know? Yeah. So, another thing, this is actually crazy Roman Empire. I do think about a lot. So I've never been a party girl, like never was in high school. I've never been one now. But the first time that I ever drank, this all is like correlates to jaw surgery because I lost so much weight from being on a liquid diet. So my friends and I were like, let's be bad girls. Like we're about to be seniors in high school. It's summer before senior year. Let's drink. Our drink of choice, you might ask? White Claws. My weight, you might ask? 82 pounds. My tolerance for alcohol? None. Where are my parents? In Colorado, and I have the house to myself. Yes, girls, bring that box of raspberry White Claws over and one freaking shot of Tito's. Let's go crazy. Guys, I went crazy. You want to know what my crazy was? 2 White Claws. Hello? 2 White Claws and half of a shot of Tito's. I black out. Tolerance for alcohol, 0. Weight, very little. There is videos of this actually, so I know what happened. Flash my boobs to my friends. Shirt up, tits out. Did that. I ate a spider. There was a spider crawling on the counter. And my friends were like, oh my God, Ella, eat it. I ate the spider. I crunched on that spider. It wasn't poisonous. Hello. And then I proceeded to projectile vomit all over Emily. And then some, then crawled out to the hardwood floor, projectile vomited, blacked out fully. They had to shower me in my clothes and in my jean shorts. Worst hangover of my life. Do not black out. I am serious. Do not black out. Please. That was probably the worst thing I could do. Number one, sorry to my friends, queens, for cleaning up me spewing everywhere. She's gonna blow. I did blow. 20 plus times, actually. Hello. And that was a weird thing to say. Don't take that out of context. Anyway, last story to, really finish this up is when I had a stalker. That is a Roman Empire. Picture this. I'm 14 years old. I am freshly new to the high school that I went to. And I had been getting lost the whole day because my school was huge. There was over 4,000 kids there. So the school is huge. There's 2 parts of the school. I had been getting lost all day, and I finally get to my film class. Never had been there before, first day. And I meet my film teacher, Mr. Krabs. Krabs? Hello, Mr. Crab. People used to call him Mr. Krabs, though. Mr. Crab. And I go to the corner of the classroom because I was very shy. I sit down, and this kid comes over to me and says, "I just have to say, you look like a goddess." Boy, what the hell, boy. Number one, I'm a freshman in high school. Turns out he's a super senior. Connor, if you're watching, please choke. Anyway, super senior, so he was about 19 at the time. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Like really soft spoken. So he's like, "You want to be friends?" I was like, I guess I have to. So sadly, I was so nice and was scared of him and a pushover that I just started letting him hang out with me in class. Well, turns out he's so chivalrous, he would walk me to my next class. Did I ask for that? No. Did I want that? No. Did he know the teacher that I had the next class? Yes. Would he crouch down right next to my desk when I would take a seat, hoping that him and his stinky ass breath would leave? Yeah. Did the teacher eventually kick him out? Yes. Did all the other older girls start thinking I was weird too? Yeah. So this carried on for a couple months, and he started watching me from the top of my lunchroom and would watch for me and then look down and see where I was, and then would come down the stairs and sit with me. So I started having to hide under the tables because if not, he would see me and like a sniper and shoot down the stairs and sit with me. So I started having to hide under the tables. But yes, this started carrying on. He would walk me to my class. I befriended a girl named Rain, and Rain and I became really close. She started not liking him. He was very weird. And then one day, I think this was in December, maybe it was about it was during Christmas break, I think. And we were about to come back to school, and he basically, I was fed up at this point. I've told my film teacher about this. He had a radar for it. And I was like, "Connor," he says, "Do you want to keep being friends? I'd love to date you." And I said, "I don't want to be friends." He says, "Well, if we're not friends, I'm going to kill myself." Oh, great. This guy was a little off, so I wouldn't have been surprised if he did. So now I have this, my 14-year-old self has this fresh on my hands. So I go, right when we get back to school, to my film teacher, and I'm like, "This is what happened." And he tells me, "Go to the principal." So I go to the principal, and I have to write a 2-page report on Connor. And he gets suspended for threatening to kill himself. And then he comes back to school and starts telling all these bad rumors about me. So all the older girls started to not like me. Then finally, once he started doing it to them, following them around, all that, following them on social media and stalking them, things like that, they then realized that I was not the reason as to why all these things happened. So he then a couple years later started posting with like ARs and stuff. So I honestly think we have a school shooter on our hands, but I have not seen his social media in years. So who knows? But so yeah, everyone, those are my stories. Those are my Roman empires. I probably have more, but those are the ones that I truly like when I think about a Roman Empire story. Those are the ones that I immediately come to mind. So if y'all have any stories, let me know. If you stayed this long, thank you. Please give me a good rating in Apple Podcasts and Spotify, because then I can get popular. Just kidding. Anywho, I love y'all very much. And sometimes this is really hard to talk for this long. So honestly, kind of proud of myself that I did it. And I will see y'all next week. Goodbye. Love you. Kisses. Be safe.